candy. Being unfamiliar with this part of the cemetery, she had the feeling that she'd temporarily lost her way. For some reason, every time a marble obelisk or mausoleum floated into view, it gave her the jitters and sent a jolt of adrenaline shooting through her veins. "Easy, girl," Suzanne told herself. "Just focus on your driving." Suzanne was on the high side of 40, with silver-blonde hair and eyes a deep cornflower blue. She projected a low-maintenance ease and elegance, and her figure was strong and lean. Her shoulders, which peeked out from a sleeveless white handkerchief cotton blouse she'd teamed with straight-leg jeans, were just beginning to turn a burnished gold from spring days spent working in her beloved herb garden.
"I know the Historical Society folks were going to erect some kind of open-sided tent," said Toni, "so we should probably just stick the flowers in there. That way the poor little buds and blooms won't get pummeled by all this rain."
Toni was short, stacked, and wore her frizzled reddish-blonde hair piled atop her head. Today, she'd swept it into a red gingham scrunchie that matched her pearl-button cowboy shirt. She was mid-40s, a self-proclaimed hottie patati, and a crackerjack waitress to boot. Toni had grown up in a hardscrabble home life and was used to working her fingers to the bone. "This weather is just plain awful," said Suzanne. Her windshield wipers slapped loudly as the back end of her car slewed slightly in the mud. Right now, she was wishing Toni hadn't volunteered the two of them for this little task. Still, she was a business owner here in town and wanted to contribute something to the event. As she rounded a hairpin turn, Suzanne's view was pretty much blocked by a copse of shaggy blue spruce, which was why, when she spotted a small yellow car speeding directly at her down the single-lane road, she gasped in horror. With a mere 2 seconds to react, Suzanne cranked her steering wheel hard to the right and swerved awkwardly, barely avoiding a head-on collision.
"Whoa!"
cried Toni as she spun in her seat. Even though the yellow car had practically sideswiped them, it tore off without bothering to slow down.
"Did you see that crazy driver? He almost creamed us."
Suzanne's fingers turned white as she gripped her steering wheel and slowed the car. She felt more than a little unnerved, because she was pretty sure she'd recognized the driver. "Wasn't that Missy's car?" she said. Missy Langston was a friend and one of their neighbors in Kindred.
"Huh?"
said Toni, looking surprised.
"Was it?"
"Yeah," said Suzanne, easing her car back into the muddy ruts. "I'm pretty sure it was her."
"What the heck would Missy be doing up here?"
wondered Toni.
"Shouldn't she be at Alchemy Boutique, hanging up clothes and getting ready to open the shop, working like crazy under the unflinching eyes of her evil boss lady Carmen?"
"I'm just wondering why Missy didn't wave hello," said Suzanne, "or why she was driving so fast, or why she looked scared out of her wits."
"She probably didn't see us."
"Maybe," said Suzanne. Her teeth gave a little chatter, partly because she felt chilled and partly as a result of their near collision. Car accidents, real or just close calls, had a way of unnerving her. She flipped the heater on low and cranked up the defroster.
"Typical Missy,"
said Toni.
"Always in a hurry."
But to Suzanne's eye, it looked more like Missy had been in a blind panic, like she'd been speeding away from something scary, something frightening.
"Pull in over there,"
Toni said now, cocking a finger.
"next to the Civil War graves and the old memorial marker. That's our drop point."
"And there's the tent you mentioned," said Suzanne. "Thank goodness." She exhaled slowly, trying to shrug off her unease as they rolled to a stop on damp grass. "Let's dump these flowers and hustle back to the Cackleberry Club. Petra's gonna pitch a fit if we're not back in time."
"Let's get her done,"
said Toni. They scrambled out of the car, ducking heads and hunching shoulders as rain pelted down. "This is miserable," said Suzanne, as she slipped on her jacket and pulled it tight. Then she flipped the seat forward and tried to muscle one of the baskets of peace lilies.